What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris. I am captain of the Nerd Squadron, and today we have a different video for you guys. Now, if you guys have been living under a rock, Home Depot has been selling an animatronic R2-D2 for the holidays, and he's been very, very hard to find, but you guys, I managed to snag one for the collection as well as for the holidays. Now, as awesome and cool as this thing looks, yeah, it looks a little plastic, but that's what you get for 300 bucks. The problem is this base. This base is just about 3 feet and it kind of gets in the way. I don't have that much room in my setup or next to my Christmas tree. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna mod this thing to where we can still use R2 and the sensors, still make noises, his head still spins around, but he's not gonna go forward and backwards because we're removing the base, because a lot of people don't know that without the base, he can stand on his own. So let's go ahead and get that started right now, and I'll show you guys exactly how it works with the base and without. All right, so here is R2 and here is the sensor right here. So right when we go in front of it, he should make noises and you'll see the base right there. He rotates left and right. Now he's gonna go forward. And then he'll just kind of turn and go back and forth. So we're actually gonna remove the platform there. Yes, we are gonna get rid of that function, but we get all the extra space because the base is no longer there. So what's cool though is once we remove the base, you'll still get the functionality of R2. So you'll see his head turning. So we're still gonna get that. We're just gonna get rid of that feature. So let me show you guys exactly how to do it and how easy it is. It takes a little bit of time, but take it with your own risk. If you break it, it's not my fault, but I'll show you guys how I do it. So just to prove to you guys, I've removed R2 off the base. You can see he is standing on his own and the base is there. So if you look right here, here are the cables. This is what you're gonna need to connect to R2. All the cables are located under this base. And then in the very, very back is the controller. So the controller is held on by these two screws located right there and right here. So we're gonna remove that, remove the controller, and then we're just gonna mount that inside of R2. And then, yeah, it's gonna be really easy. Again, we are gonna lose the function of this going back and forth, but to be honest, I don't really care. All right, so like I said, we are gonna remove these two screws first. And this should ideally disconnect from the controller. Now, I've already fed these wires out of that hole that it was coming out of, but we'll see here that there is a zip tie right here, a zip tie right here, and then one right here. And I think this also is being held on too. So we can just unscrew those, and then that should release all of these wires. All right, so we have the zip ties removed. Zip ties remove all this, and then this should come off as well. So that's gone now. And then we're gonna go ahead and unplug all these. We're only use the majority of them except for two, because two is obviously for this motor. So let's go ahead and disconnect this one here. And once you remove that, this whole section here should all come completely off. Now these are all disconnected. So now this should simply just come right off. And that's gonna be your control box. This is what we're gonna be mounting inside R2, just inside the dome there. So we have easy access to it. All right, so we have R2 back on the box. We removed one of the legs. Just a little tip. I think it might be easier to do this when you first open him so he's not fully assembled. You can see those wires sticking out. So we're gonna tuck those back in here in a second. And then you'll see the inside. R2 is fully disassembled. You can see the inside. So we're gonna be mounting that control box inside here. But before we do that, there are a few more screws that we need to remove. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's gonna remove this whole half here. And then we're able to take these wires, feed it back up in R2, where he's gonna connect to that control box. All right, so after removing all 7 of those screws, now you can see there is the support arm. This is what's holding the majority of the weight for R2. We have to remove this screw right here, just so we can move this section here. And then we can get these wires out and tuck them right back in so we can connect that to the controller. Now you can see here, this can now slip out of here, and now those cables are free. All we need to do now is just connect this right back to where it was. Just like that, that's screwed back in. Go ahead and take these wires, and we're gonna stick them all the way inside. After you do all that and stick this inside, all you need to do is put the leg back on, and then we'll work on the inside. All right, so after taking a look at everything, I don't think I need that harness anymore. These can actually go directly into here. So what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and get some Velcro, put it on here, and there's a little bar right here. So what's gonna happen is this is gonna get connected right just like that. That way, when you want to turn him on, all you gotta do is pull out the eyepiece and you have access to the controls. All right, so here is the controller. Everything is now connected here. And I'm just gonna put some Velcro here and attach it to the bar. In case you guys are wondering, I am using Velcro Brands Industrial Strength. I got this off Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description in case you guys need that. And we're going to attach that right in here. All right, so we're going to stick this on the bar all the way down, which will be the same length as the controller. Then this is more flat. This kind of has an indent right here, so we'll go ahead and put this right down the middle here, just like that. Actually, let me put this, let's see a better way. This right in here, just like that. Now you have full access to the controller once you want to turn R2 back on. And hopefully it stays, but so far it seems to be pretty good. That's gonna be temporary until we find a better solution, but for now, that's gonna work. And I'm sure you guys are wondering about the power cable. Here is the power cable. I don't know if you guys can see down there, there is a little bit of light. That's where we're gonna feed this little cable, which will now go into the 5.9 volt socket right there. And that's what's gonna power R2. All right, so there is the control box, and now you can see the power cable is there. It goes all the way down there and through R2's butt. But that's exactly how we're gonna put the power cable in. Yeah, you're gonna lose a little bit of length, but I mean, to be honest, R2 is gonna be against the wall, so it's not really a big deal. Let's go and throw the dome back on, and then we'll just fire them up. So we're gonna take R2. There is that extra blue plug, this one right here, and then this one. You're gonna wanna connect those two together. Don't wanna scratch them up, so let's go and do this. Place it right in there, and then that little spike will go back into that there, and it'll make a connection. And then from there, you might want to tighten that nut right in there. That way the dome doesn't come off. All right, so we got the dome back on. Now you guys will be able to see the inside there. Let's see if I can turn this here. You see right there is the controller. You have access to the on off, the LED mode. That's gonna be for the Christmas lights, the volume, and then the plug, which you're not gonna have to touch, but there you have access to everything else. I hope the Velcro lasts. If not, we'll have to pull the dome off and figure something else out. But for now, let's go and fire up R2. All right, guys, so R2 is fully connected. There's power going to R2 now. Let's go ahead and test and see if it works. So let's go ahead and go in. We are going to test just the LED mode, just to make sure the lights are working. Boom, lights are working, working. In the back, they're also working. Let's just test out and see if the sensor, sounds, and his head is still gonna work with the servos. Oh, I see a movement. There we go. He's working. R2 is working. Now that loud motor isn't going off anymore. It's when it goes back and forth and turns in the house, it's louder than what it is here in the garage, but R2 is working. I guess the next thing we should probably test out is make sure that the LEDs from the bulbs that you get for Christmas time are working as well. Because if not, then we'll know whether it's worth it or not. So far, it's worth it. Oh, I think it's working. Let's see here. Let's see. All right, the colors are changing. It's working. It's working. Now, I notice it's a little loud. Let me turn it down. Now, it seems that turn it down a little bit more. Now, it seems that it doesn't work perfectly. Has to do something with the motor. Maybe it's pushing out a little bit more volts, but sometimes some of these bulbs do go out. So keep in mind that might happen. That's happening to mine, but R2's working. Let me throw his eye back on. Come on, R2, stop moving. There you go, buddy. R2's done. So now you guys can see he is working without the stand. Let's see here. You guys can see it. There is no base. Standing on his own. All the lights are working. I wonder if because, oh, there it is, see? And just like that, he's working like that. Yeah, he's working great. And you guys can see if I push it, he wobbles a little bit, but it's not like he's gonna be going anywhere. All right, you guys, this is the end of this video. If you guys are not already subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. And if you guys are returning viewers, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. The Home Depot R2-D2 is awesome to have in your collection. Yes, you can take compliments. It's totally okay. And he's awesome without the base. It doesn't make all those noises. You're making all these noises right now. Now, just so you guys know, use your discretion. You can break it if you're not careful. And listen, we didn't break you. You're still working. But just be very, very careful. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. And may the force be with you guys. See ya.